Hello, welcome to Milu, Children's Bedtime Tales.
Hey sweet dreamers, tonight we wander into a land where snowflakes float like feathers and lanterns sway on branches that hum lullabies. You'll tiptoe across snowy trails lit by sleepy fireflies, meet a snow fox with eyes like shimmering lakes, and discover a secret path only dreamers can find. Unless you can speak cloud language or nap while standing. So before your pillow gets too cozy, tap the like button and subscribe. Only if you want more sleepy adventures like this. And in the comments, let us know your name and your favorite bedtime snack. Just in case the snow fox wants to pack a midnight picnic. Now snuggle in, maybe grab a blanket buddy, and let's drift into tonight's tale together. You wake beneath a soft silver sky, one that twinkles like someone sprinkled sugar over the stars. Your blanket is snowy moss, and your pillow feels like a cloud borrowed from the moon. Just beside you, a lantern glows. A sleepy little thing with a golden belly and a curved glass top shaped like a teardrop. You sit up slowly, noticing tiny paw prints in the snow, like stars walking across the earth. They shimmer faintly, trailing off toward a forest of tall, whispering trees. Their branches lean down as if they're trying to share a secret only the wind knows. You take the lantern gently in your hand. It warms your fingers like a hug. It doesn't flicker in fear, only glows with quiet wonder. As you follow the paw prints, the snow crunches just softly enough to sound like a lullaby. Then, a rustle in the nearby frostbrush, and out peeks a snow fox. Not just any fox. This one has fur the color of frozen moonlight and eyes that shift like melted sapphires. It blinks slowly at you, then turns its fluffy tail and trots forward, as if it's always known you'd be here tonight. You follow. Lanterns begin to appear, hanging gently from branches, each one glowing with a soft color. Lavender, honey gold, robin's egg blue. They don't sway in the wind. They bob with breath, as if each has its own sleepy heartbeat. The snow fox pauses at a small sign carved into a stump. It reads, "Welcome to the Lantern Trail. Please whisper. The dreams are listening." You giggle softly, pressing a mittened finger to your lips. The snow fox gives a wink, then pads on. As you walk, you pass odd little things nestled along the path. A tea kettle steaming with invisible mist. A pair of knitted socks dancing without feet. A cloud-shaped book fluttering open and shut as if the pages are yawning. And then, a magical moment. A hush falls, even quieter than quiet. The snow fox stops beneath a curved willow tree, draped with ribbons made of snowflakes. It curls its tail and sits beside a tiny lantern nestled in a hollow knot of the trunk. The lantern suddenly brightens. A tiny voice, not loud, not even really words, tickles your ear. It sounds like a lullaby sung by a breeze. Some say the lanterns hold old dreams inside. Dreams from grandmas and pirates, kittens and kangaroos. They sleep all day and wake only when a dreamer walks by. You press your palm to the lantern's side, and it glows a little warmer, as if it recognizes you. For a moment, your eyelids feel heavy. You almost forget whether you're dreaming or dreaming that you're dreaming. But the snow fox nudges your side, gently waking your attention. It carries a new lantern in its mouth now, one with swirling snowflakes etched on its glass and a ribbon tied in a sleepy bow. It places it at your feet and gives a little snort, like a laugh you can barely hear. You take it. As soon as you do, the other lanterns begin to dim, one by one, as if tucking themselves in. The snow fox starts walking again, deeper into the forest, where the snow begins to sparkle like powdered sugar under moonlight. The trees bend toward you, their bark smelling like cinnamon and dreams. A sudden burst of giggles bubbles in your chest when you spot a mushroom bouncing up and down like it's on a tiny trampoline. It has a sleepy smile painted on its cap. The snow fox ignores it, but you give it a nod. Dreams are full of surprises. Just ahead, the trail dips down into a hollow. The snow thickens, and the lantern's glow stretches farther. You realize it's leading the way now. Not just a light, but a guide. The path ahead curves like a question mark. And you, sleepy little wanderer, are ready to find the answer. The snow fox trots ahead with a bounce in its step, your new lantern bobbing gently in your hand. The forest hushes deeper now, as if tucking itself in for a nap. The trees are taller here, their tops disappearing into tufts of dreamy fog that curl and stretch like cattails. You notice something ahead, a shimmer, a glow, a kind of sleepy sparkle that seems to float in midair. The snow fox pauses and looks back at you, waiting. It taps its paw on the ground twice. Tap, tap. Then the forest gives a little sigh. From the fog above, a long, slender bridge unfurls, like a silver ribbon rolling out just for you. It's made of moonbeams and drowsy light, with sleepy curls of mist wrapping around its railings. The snow fox steps onto it first, paws silent, tail swaying like a whisper. You follow, placing one foot on the bridge, and it hums. A low, gentle melody thrums beneath your toes, the kind of sound you feel more than hear. Some say the bridge only appears when the moon sings a lullaby. Tonight, the moon must be feeling very musical. As you walk, you spot tiny constellations winking in the bridge's planks, as if stars were trapped in the wood just for a nap. One looks like a dancing spoon. Another is shaped like a sleepy giraffe. One even twinkles in the shape of your name. How did it know? Midway across, the snow fox stops. There, perched on the railing like a puffball, is a creature. A round, snoring owl with feathers like spilled milk. and sleepy golden eyes that open only halfway when you approach. The owl stretches its wings lazily and gives a grand, groggy hoot that sounds like someone yawning through a song. Well, well, the owl mutters, blinking at you slowly. Little dream feet on the moonlight bridge, carrying a lantern, I see. I suppose you'll be needing this. With a fluffy flap, the owl digs under one wing and pulls out a scroll that glows at the edges like morning sunlight. It's tied with a string that looks like spun marshmallows. It drops the scroll into your hands, and it feels warm, like toast, straight from the dream bakery. You unroll it, and inside is a riddle. Not with words, but with glowing pictures. A tree with eyes closed, a star tucked in a blanket, and a key shaped like a snowflake. The snow fox peeks at the scroll, gives a little snort, and starts walking again. Apparently, that was all the hint you'll get. As you follow, the bridge dips slightly, curving toward a spiral of snowflakes that circle like slow-motion whirlpools. You can see something beyond them now, a clearing. The lantern begins to flicker in excitement, casting playful shadows on the bridge. Your fingers curl tighter around it, and you wonder, is it dreaming too? When you step off the bridge, your boots land in glittering snow that makes the softest shh sound, as if the ground itself is gently telling stories to sleep. The snow fox leads you to a thicket of candy cane trees, striped bark and peppermint-scented leaves, and through a sleepy archway of icicle chimes that ring in gentle tones as you pass. Here, hidden between two trees, is a hammock woven from silver hair and lullabies, and inside it, a snoozing squirrel wearing a tiny knitted sweater and holding, of all things, a teacup filled with dream bubbles. You watch one bubble float up, pop gently against a branch, and sprinkle the air with the smell of warm cookies. The snow fox nudges the squirrel ever so lightly. The squirrel twitches, opens one eye, and points wordlessly at a glowing pine cone balanced on a stump. The pine cone begins to pulse gently, rhythmically, like a heartbeat. You touch it. Instantly, it dissolves into sparkles and leaves behind a tiny snowflake key, just like the picture in the owl's riddle. One piece down, the snow fox's tail wags just once before it twirls and trots toward the edge of the clearing, where the trees form a kind of spiral tunnel. You follow, and the world around you begins to glow a little softer, colors blending like sleepy watercolor. As you step into the tunnel, your lantern begins to pulse too, matching the rhythm of the key tucked in your pocket. Some say that when keys and lanterns beat together, it means you're close to the heart of a dream. The tunnel opens into another meadow where clouds hang low and drift lazily just above the ground. You and the snow fox walk through them, like stepping into warm fog made of marshmallow. A sleepy breeze dances through, giggling quietly as it swirls around your ankles. You hear it whisper, "Only one lantern more?" At the place where stars snore. You smile. The fox does too. And you both walk on, knowing the last part of your dreamy trail lies just ahead. The clouds part like curtains as you and the snow fox step into the final part of the trail. Here, the world glows in hushed blues and purples, like twilight frozen in a cozy stretch of forever. The trees are shorter, rounder, sleepier. Their leaves shimmer with frost-kissed light, each one shaped like a little heart. Your lantern glows steady now, its light sleepy but sure, casting gentle halos across the path. The snow fox trots ahead, but slower this time, as if even its paws feel the quiet lull that's blanketing the forest. Up ahead you spot a shape resting on a soft hill made of pillow grass. Yes, actual grass that looks and feels like it belongs on a nap bed. The hill rises gently, and on top of it is the oddest, most charming creature you've ever seen. It's a tumble-whiffle. Not many have seen one, but you're lucky tonight. The tumble-whiffle is round and furry like a snowball, with tiny antlers made of stardust and a big snoozy nose that whistles when it breathes. It wears a tiny vest with sleepy patches sewn on in the shape of moons, sheep, and yawns. The snow fox pauses beside it and nudges the creature's paw. The tumble-whiffle opens one eye halfway, lets out a dramatic sigh, as if waking up is such a chore, and pulls something from its vest pocket. It's the second snowflake key. It blinks at you, then at your lantern, and holds the key up to the light. It hums a sound like a bubble stretching before it pops. If your lantern holds a sleepy soul, 2 keys will help complete it whole. The tumble-whiffle drops the key into your palm with a gentle plip, then promptly rolls over and begins to snore again. 2 keys, 1 glowing lantern. You crouch beside a soft stump that looks like a mushroom with a pillow top and set the lantern gently down. It flickers in recognition of the keys. The glass swirling with dream mist and faint colors that dance in sleepy spirals. You place the first snowflake key into a tiny hidden notch on one side of the lantern. It clicks. You turn the lantern. A new notch appears, revealed only by moonlight. You slip in the second key. A soft hum begins, deep and comforting, like a lullaby being hummed from inside the lantern itself. Light plumes outward, not bright, never bright, but warm, like being wrapped in the coziest blanket you've ever felt. The snow fox watches, tail swishing softly. Then the lantern does something magical. It lifts. Slowly, gently, it rises into the air. And from its base, a ribbon of sleepy sparkles trails downward, brushing over the ground and bringing the forest to life in the gentlest way. The trees yawn and stretch. The air fills with the distant giggles of dreaming stars. Fireflies emerge from tulip-shaped nests and begin to float around you, blinking slowly like they're still a little groggy. Then plink, a sleepy star falls from the sky. But it doesn't crash or streak. It floats down like a feather. You reach out and catch it. It's soft and cool and whispers a quiet tune into your ear. Thank you for bringing the lantern, it hums. Dreams will glow tonight because of you. The snow fox winks, and just like that, the lantern drifts upward into the sky, joining the soft humming stars that float above this sleepy corner of the world. Its light pulses gently, casting calm across the forest. But the trail isn't over yet. The snow fox nudges your hand, and you realize it's time to return. Slowly, sleepily, retracing the path, while the magic settles in behind you like sleepy footprints. You pass the tumble-whiffle, who is now wearing a nightcap and cuddling a plush hedgehog. You pass through the cloud meadow again, the breeze giving you a final drowsy giggle as it tucks the clouds in. You return over the moonlight bridge, which hums a soft goodbye tune just for your feet. And when you arrive back at the first snowy field where this all began, the snow fox turns once more to you. It sits, tail curled around its paws, and gives a final sleepy blink, as if to say, you did it. And then, poof, it vanishes in a puff of snowflakes that drift gently down and kiss your cheeks. You sit down in the soft snow, lanternless now, but feeling warm from the inside out. The sleepy wind brushes past one last time, whispering, you lit the dream. Now, let it glow. And so the forest fades, the stars blink slower, the trees hush deeper, and you begin to drift. The lantern has floated into the sky, little dreamer, casting its gentle glow over a forest that now sleeps even deeper than before. The snow fox's paw prints have vanished in the wind, and the magical bridge hums quietly behind the clouds. Everything is still now. The candy cane trees have folded their peppermint leaves. The mushroom stumps are tucking in their sleepy songbirds, and the tumble-whiffle is dreaming of blueberry muffins that float. Your hands feel warm from holding the snowflake keys, and your toes wiggle softly under invisible blankets of nighttime hush. Somewhere in the distance, a sleepy owl hoots once, twice, and then curls into a bundle of feathers and dreams. The wind wraps gently around your shoulders like a whispered hug. No more trails to follow, no more lanterns to carry. Just your cozy bed, your breath slowing, your eyelids dipping lower. Shh, let the stars blink slower. Let the world drift away. Let your dreams curl softly around you like the tail of a snow fox. Sleep is calling, and you are already halfway there. End of story. Sleep well, little one. Hey, sweet dreamers. Tonight we drift high above the rooftops and treetops, past giggling breezes and fluffy skies, to a place where a tiny grey cat opens a bakery among the clouds. She whisks with whispers, kneads with purrs, and lets muffins rise with moonlight. But you might not make it through this dream, unless you can speak cloud language or nap while standing. So, before your pillow gets too cozy, tap the like button and subscribe. Only if you want more sleepy adventures like this. Now snuggle in, maybe grab a blanket buddy, and let's drift into tonight's tale together. You tiptoe into the garden of dreams, where the grass is made of warm sugar crystals and the trees sway with cinnamon breeze. A silver thread sparkles just ahead, a cloud ladder hanging lazily from the sky. You climb gently, your fingers brushing against air so soft it sighs. Higher and higher you go until the stars wink at you from eye level. And there it is, a small bakery nestled in a cluster of sleepy clouds. The walls are made of baked meringue, firm yet fluffy, and the windows are sugar glass that hums lullabies when touched by starlight. A sign dangles above the door, written in whipped cream letters, whiskers and whirls, fresh bakes daily. Inside, a cat with fur like storm silver and eyes like twin saucers of milk stands on a marshmallow stool. Her name is Moringa, and she's humming a tune only clouds seem to understand. She has a tiny blue apron dusted in flour and a spiral-bound recipe book that smells faintly of lemon and lullabies. You watch as she opens the book, revealing a page titled Dream Puff Pastries, for cloud dwellers and sleepyheads alike. She dips a paw into a jar labeled Snore Sugar, and when she sprinkles it, the room lets out a sigh, as if the very air has gotten cozier. Moringa's oven doesn't run on heat. It runs on bedtime stories. She whispers one about a squirrel who danced on Saturn's rings, and the oven glows pink, then golden. Some say the oven won't bake unless the story makes the clouds giggle, she tells you with a wink. Suddenly, a gentle rumble sounds above, and you look up to see a jelly bean zeppelin floating closer. It's delivering this morning's milk rain and feather flour. The delivery pilot, a sleepy tortoise in a tiny aviator hat, yawning so deeply it makes you yawn too. Morning, he says, though it's always nighttime up here. Moringa thanks him with a swirl-shaped cookie and hums again. This time the humming sounds a bit like a lullaby you once forgot. She flips another page in her recipe book and says, "We'll need a sprinkle of drift dust and a dollop of moon butter for this next batch." She pulls open a drawer and out floats a glowing jar with the label, "Do not open if you're wide awake." You hold your breath, but Moringa giggles and opens it anyway. A soft, silvery fog rises, and suddenly your toes feel warm, your eyelids heavier. A little yawn sneaks out of you. Just one, maybe two. On the countertop sits a rolling pin that rolls itself and a mixing bowl that hums in harmony with the oven. "Everything in this bakery loves to help," Moringa says. "Even the measuring spoons have opinions." One spoon jumps up and shouts, "Too much cinnamon," before diving back into the drawer with a snort. She pours the moon butter with careful pause and flicks in a dusting of giggle flour. "It's what makes cupcakes bounce when you bite them," she whispers, almost like a secret. You peek out the sugar glass window and notice a soft parade in the distance. A line of drowsy creatures drifting your way. A fox wearing pajamas, a pair of giggling glowworms, a bear snoring while floating inside a bubble. "Customers," Moringa purrs. "But we never rush here. Everyone arrives when the dream is ready." Suddenly, the smell of baked dreams fills the bakery. It smells like your coziest blanket and the middle of your favorite bedtime book. Moringa opens the oven with a soft whoosh, revealing a tray of puffs that glow with a sleepy shimmer. She sets them on the counter, and one floats slightly above the tray, spinning slowly like it's sighing in its sleep. She hands you one. "Try it," she says. "But only if your dreams are extra cuddly tonight." You nibble. It tastes like a hug and a lullaby, and the last 5 minutes before you fall asleep. Just then, a door behind the oven swings open. It leads to the pantry, but you catch a glimpse inside. It's not a normal pantry. It stretches on forever, with floating shelves that hold things like bottled giggles, teaspoons of thunder, and a pillow that meows. "Don't go in too far," Moringa warns gently. The pantry loves to borrow visitors, especially ones with curious eyes. Outside, the Cloud Bakery starts to glow a deeper blue, like it knows nighttime is stretching across the world below. The bakery hums a soft tune that settles into your bones like a warm cup of cocoa. The tortoise's zeppelin rumbles back by, trailing a banner that reads, "Sprinkle Festival tomorrow, be us, bring your own snooze." Moringa giggles again. "We'll need lots of help preparing. I hope you'll stay a while." You nod, and the cupcake in your paw lets out a tiny purr. The clouds curl tighter around the bakery, like they're snuggling in too. You wake inside the dream, still perched on the marshmallow stool, with the scent of sugar dough and toasted moonflakes floating around you. Moringa the cat is already stirring a giant mixing bowl that seems to float just above the countertop. She hums softly, and you realize the notes of her song aren't just music, they're ingredients. Every hum adds a swirl of color to the batter, like music is folding itself into flavor. The bakery is quiet but busy. The measuring spoons are arguing again. Less salt. No, more sleep dust. And the rolling pin is chasing a runaway blueberry that giggles each time it bounces. Today's the Sprinkle Festival, Moringa says, as she ties on a fresh apron embroidered with tiny yawning stars. Only happens once a dream cycle. Everyone brings their sleepiest ideas. She opens a tiny drawer and takes out a jar filled with sleepy sparkles that glow like glowworms napping under blankets. We'll need to mix this with our marshmallow fluff, she says. Don't forget to stir gently, or the fluff gets ticklish and floats away. You watch as the sleepy sparkles rise from the jar like fireflies and sink into the mixing bowl, the batter size. Soon, the first customer floats through the meringue door. It's a tall stork with spectacles, wearing a scarf knit from tiny pillowcases. 2 pillow puffs and a cozy cruller. He mumbles politely, handing over a coin made of dream dust. As Moringa bakes, more visitors arrive. A trio of dancing turtles with teacup hats. A little cloud fairy with a tea bag skirt and sugar cube shoes. Even a sleepy dragon lands gently on the rooftop, yawning peppermint smoke from his nose. He only eats when he's dreaming, Moringa says. Otherwise, he's too shy to chew. Outside, the festival begins to stir awake. Tiny cloud kiosks puff into view, each one decorated in glowing jelly string lights. There's a cookie carousel powered by snoring kittens, and a nap nook where you can rest on a giant stuffed dandelion. Some say the dandelion tells stories in your dreams, only if you nap long enough to hear them. Moringa takes out a very old recipe card and gives it a gentle pat. We're making the centerpiece today, she says. The sleepy sprinkle surprise. She brings out a curious box from beneath the counter. It looks like a treasure chest, but it has tiny paws and occasionally purrs when no one's looking. She brings out a curious box from beneath the counter. It looks like a treasure chest, but it has tiny paws and occasionally purrs when no one's looking. Inside are ingredients that don't exist anywhere else. Fluff root, sai syrup, and a twinkleberry that blinks once, then disappears into the batter. You stir as Moringa adds a drop of whisper milk. A mist curls out and paints a memory in the air. It shows a field of yawning daisies under a sky made of lullabies. The batter giggles again. From above, floating pastry balloons drift down. Each balloon carries a sleepy wish written on a cookie. One reads, "I want to dream of jelly bean trees." Another, "Let my socks always find their pair." Moringa giggles. "We bake those into dream Danish delights." Suddenly, the cloud outside rumbles, not with thunder, but with applause. It's time for the sprinkle parade. You step outside the bakery and float gently onto the cobbled marshmallow path. Moringa joins, carrying a tray of the freshly baked sleepy sprinkle surprise. The treat glows like bedtime itself. Layers of drowsy custard, sparkle-stuffed puff pastry, and cloudberry glaze. Creatures from all around glide through the misty fairway. A narwhal in pajamas floats by inside a jelly bubble. A clock made of melted caramel chimes softly with every giggle. The parade is led by a bouncing mushroom band, their caps puffing with lavender with each step. Then, high above, a soft sprinkle begins to fall. Not rain, but tiny sugar stars. They land gently on your nose, your cheeks, your shoulders. Each one melts with a cozy fizz that makes your eyes want to close just a little. Moringa sets up a tasting table. You help hand out slices of the sprinkle surprise to everyone who floats past. The pastries glow gently in sleepy colors: lavender, pale rose, soft honey. "Every bite makes your dream sweeter," says Moringa. And she's right. Each nibble makes the stars twinkle slower, the clouds sink lower, the lullabies hum softer. As the parade winds down, a curious creature toddles by. It looks like a teacup with legs and a bow tie, and is gently snoring. "Ah," Moringa says, "that's Sir Sip-a-Lot. He always shows up at the end to collect leftover dreams." You watch as he slurps up a spilled wish, then tips his teacup hat politely and continues down the path, leaving a trail of warm, minty steam behind him. Back in the bakery, the glow is dimmer now. Moringa sweeps up with a broom that hums lullabies and hangs the closed until the next dream sign on the door. She looks at you with a sleepy smile. "Tomorrow we'll bake the moonberry muffins," she says. "If the moon's in the mood to share, that is." You yawn again, deeper this time. Even the spoons are napping now, and the oven has curled up into itself like a sleepy armadillo. Outside, the cloud bakery glows like a nightlight in the sky. You blink slowly, eyes full of sugar sparkle sleepiness, and find yourself still inside the cozy cloud bakery. But everything feels softer now, dimmer. The chairs are curling up like cats, the counters are sighing, and Moringa is humming a lullaby that barely tickles the air. I saved you one last treat, she whispers, holding out a puff pastry shaped like a crescent moon. This one doesn't go in the display case. It's only for helpers who stir with sleepy hearts. The pastry is warm in your hands, glowing softly. The moment you take a bite, a breeze brushes past you, cool, gentle, smelling like warm milk and starlight. A window slowly swings open, revealing the sky beyond. The sprinkle festival is ending, and the sugar stars are fading into soft glimmers. But the dream still hums around you. Come on, Moringa says, padding toward a spiral staircase made of braided licorice vines. There's one last place I want to show you before the dream ends. You follow her steps as the staircase carries you upward, twisting through layers of fluff and memory. Each step sighs softly under your feet. At the top, a small attic room waits. A round space with a domed ceiling made of sleepy glass. You can see all the cloud villages from here, floating like gentle ships on a sea of midnight blue. This is the dream watch, Moringa says, where I keep an eye on the dreams that need a little help. Sometimes they tangle, sometimes they flicker, sometimes they fall behind and need a pastry boost. On the table in the center is an odd object, a snow globe filled not with snow, but with swirling dreams. Little figures move inside, a boy riding a cookie dolphin, a girl playing hopscotch with stars, a baby elephant reading a bedtime book to a dandelion. You lean in close. For a moment, you think you spot yourself, holding a whisk, laughing as sugar stars tumble into your pockets. Dreams need bakers too, Moringa says, her tail wrapping sleepily around her paws. Someone to mix in sweetness when things get too sharp. Someone to sprinkle in softness. You nod, your head tipping slightly to one side like a melting marshmallow. A small bell rings in the distance. It's not a real sound. It's more like a memory of one, drifting through the sky, like a song someone once hummed to you while tucking you in. Outside the attic window, a parade of sleepy creatures is curling up under the sky. The turtles are dozing in their teacup hats. The cloud fairy is nestled in a hammock, woven from licorice vines. Even the bouncing mushroom band is tucked into a marshmallow tent that snores gently with each bound. Moringa nudges a pillow toward you. It's shaped like a cinnamon roll and smells like vanilla fog. You can nap here until morning, she purrs, or until your next dream picks you up. You curl onto the pillow, feeling the softness rise to meet you. The attic lights dim on their own, turning the dream into twilight. The sugar sprinkle stars outside blink one by one, like they're waving goodbye. As your eyes begin to flutter, Moringa curls beside you. Some say, she murmurs, that the moon only rises when it smells fresh cookies in the sky. Others say it's just shy and waits for bedtime. Either way, I always leave a crumb on the windowsill. You smile, your thoughts floating like jellyfish in warm water. Everything slows down. Your breath, your blinking, the hum of the oven somewhere below. You think you hear the measuring spoons snoring. One of them murmurs something about just a pinch more nap time. The wind outside whispers through the licorice leaves. Sleep now, it says. We'll bake again soon. And just before your last thought melts into a puddle of dreams, you hear Moringa's voice like a ribbon of cocoa and stars. Good night, little baker. Now, the cloud bakery fades behind your closed eyes. The sugar stars have all tucked themselves into pockets of mist, and Moringa's gentle humming has drifted off like a lullaby on the breeze. Your cozy cinnamon roll pillow is all you need now. Feel your arms settle. Let your toes grow still. The sprinkle festival is over, and you've baked enough joy for one night. Somewhere far away, a dragon snores softly into a teacup, and a dandelion tells a final bedtime tale to the wind. All the magical ingredients of this sleepy dream have melted into a quiet hush. You're safe here, warm and still, held in the soft pores of the sky. The world tilts gently to cradle you like a lullaby, and every breath you take carries you deeper into your dreams. Let go, little one. Let the sleep whispers carry you. The bakery will still be there, waiting in the clouds. End of story. Sleep well, little one.